the elite, the elite, the elite, the elite. Oh, this is Mr. Hornsby 3. This is Mr. Hornsby 3 show. And today, I decided just to go ahead and let y'all see what freaking AEW Fight Forever looks like. Because, you know, I got a few matches that need titles to be changed. And so the reason why I'm doing this too is to talk about who might be making the next AEW game. Because, you know, AEW is the second biggest freaking AEW, or second biggest wrestling company in America. Can't even talk right. And today I'm just going to do a couple matches. Let the computer handle it. Let's get into, first off, we got to change the AEW women's title. And then we got to switch. Where's my other characters? I got Warlord's AEW World Champion, by the way. Where the hell's all my characters? Thunder Rose is the women's champion. Alright, cool. I'll put the world title on her. Where's Timeless Tony Storm? Where's Ruby Sue? I know she's pregnant or whatever. Timeless Tony Storm. Alright, anyway. Let's see who wins this match. But anyway, I want to talk about who will be making the next AEW game. And there's quite a few people you could probably think about, you know. But with the news we got this past week of Jeff Jarrett owning Acclaimed, it might end up being Acclaim that makes the next AEW game. And we know how great Acclaim wrestling games are. They're not really that great at all. But anyway. That belt looks nice. Honestly, I think this is like my favorite women's title in wrestling. She's not timeless? What? I can't talk about her trying to rip Thunder Tits off. What the hell? She's not timeless? I just bought all the DLC stuff too that came with this game, so that's, you know. Also, but Acclaim could make the game. Let's hope Jeff Jarrett can get some competent game makers if they are planning on making the next AEW game. But honestly, I highly doubt it's going to be Acclaim because they still got to get up and going and all that stuff. And I think AEW wants to get a game out at least in the next couple of years. And who knows how long it's going to take for Acclaim to get back to where they were years ago. So it could be Acclaimed. The next one I want to talk about, which is kind of bedazzling why they haven't done it. I know back in the day they were, you know, they probably couldn't do it back in the day because there was no WB games when WCW was on these channels, but couldn't WB games make the AEW game? I mean, heck, AEW is on WB channels. Why wouldn't it? My God, what a chop to the breast by Thunder Rose. And she's shaking her Thunder Tits. And I'll talk about the Thunder Tits thing here in a minute. But anyway. Why hasn't WB Games made any of the... why didn't they want to make the AEW Fight Forever? Probably would have been a better game if WB Games would have made it. But who knows? Looks like Tony Storm's going to win. Oh, they got her in the freaking Outcast collars. This was before she was timeless. Maybe we got timeless Tony Storm in the next game. I could have swore I bought for timeless Tony Storm though, so I don't know. Xbox is acting up today. Another company that might freaking make AEW games, since Tony Khan is affiliated with football, and let's hope this don't happen, is freaking EA Sports. Now, I do not want to see an AEW game made by EA Sports, because EA Sports totally sucks. The Madden games have been trashed the past several years. Maybe even longer than that. Their UFC games were good at first, and now they're trash. The Fight Night game, the boxing games they were making was good. Now they're trash. So I don't know. Mainly I think those are like the three main companies. I mean, heck, like I said, why don't WB Games let NetherRealm Studio make the frickin' AEW Fight Forever game? I mean, I'm pretty sure that'd be cool to see people making Mortal Kombat, making AEW Fight Forever. Hey, the graphics on this game look good and that, but the game was pretty much a bare bones game. Storm Zero, she's on the ropes, but yeah, there we go, Aubrey. I just don't get why I ain't got time with Sony Storm. Thought she was in this pack, but I don't know. Anyway. Yeah. Why can't NetherRealm Studios make them? So Toni Storm is now the women's champ. And she has become timeless Toni Storm. I don't think that's the current AEW game. I mean, current AEW women's title. It's not. So, yeah. Anyway, who else could make it? Well, you can't. 2K ain't gonna be making it. The WWE game's already made by 2K. I don't really know who else could be making these games, because I don't know, maybe some Nintendo company, third party company, or some Nintendo first party company, or you know, maybe friggin' Xbox company. I gotta push next stuff. Anyway. So, I don't get why Timeless Toni Storm is not on my game. Regular Toni Storm, but I want to check something else real fast. And then I'll flip over and I'll talk about the key things that killed WCW. The three key things, because I have figured out what those things are. Nyla Rose. Yeah, I got some Mojo, I got Swerve. Is there a way to switch her to Timeless? I don't know. By the way, someone else is the TBS champion on here. Oh no, Jade's the TBS champion, so I don't need to change that belt. I gotta change that belt. I did that another day. I like it. Look, Copeland's on here. Andrade. Danhausen. Yeah, Hook should have that freaking FTW title. Keith Lee. Hey, this is the most you'll see Keith Lee on an AEW. Maybe Tony Khan will make his own gaming division for freaking AEW. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Anyway, let's see. I guess I'll start a match. Keith Lee. You know what? Ricky Starks needs to lose that TNT title. Or the FTW Championship. Yeah, I got Lance Archer and Brian Cage as tag team champions. Where is Ricky Starks? I just passed him. Alright. I'll keep you updated on who wins this match. I'm going to move the camera over and flip it on me. But, yeah. I'm going to say the Hook should win. Hook should win. There he goes. I gotta get my chair flopped around. Guess you can watch this while I get my chair flapped around. You can still see my face because my screen is like so reflective. Flap my chair around. Alright, anyway. Flap my chair around. Flip this around. Yeah. Flip the camera. Alright. Let me adjust this camera now. Yeah, I look wild and crazy right now. Anyway. Alright, so, yeah. Who do you think should frickin' make the next AEW game? Should you think it's NetherRealm Studios? Should you think it's WB Games? Should you think, well, NetherRealm Studios is a part of WB Games, but, you know. Should it be Acclaimed? Let's hope not, because, gee whiz, boy. How terrible would that be with all the terrible wrestling games that frickin' Acclaimed has made? Or let me know some companies I couldn't think about that could make AEW games. Now let's get to the 3 key things that killed WCW. And after going through the reliving the war myself with the Monday Night Project I did a couple years ago, but I continued watching the shows after I finished that project. And I plan to do the project here on YouTube, so yeah. But after watching all of that, analyzing and seeing the 3 main things that killed WCW, and I don't give a damn what Eric Bischoff said. Well, you can say 4 things. And I don't give a damn what Eric Bischoff says about one of the things I'm going to say because, you know, Eric Bischoff's Eric Bischoff. No matter what, he's going to protect certain decisions he made over the years. So anyway, look at the crap beat out of me by frickin' Ricky Starks. Anyway, so let's start with the first thing that started the downfall and the death of WCW, and that is Starrcade 1997, the main event. Because, honestly, had that main event not got debacled, WCW wouldn't have had to shift gears in that in early 98 to try to make things right. And I don't give a damn what Eric Bischoff says about Sting was in a bad place in that. Because if you look at Sting, he does not look like anything's going on in his life at that time. Hulk Hogan using his creative control, telling Nick Patrick to count normal way. Hogan saying, that don't work for me, brother, is one of the main things that killed WCW. Because you built that whole Sting Hogan match, and you built it to where Hogan should have lost cleanly to Sting. No controversy, no BS ending. Bret Hart wouldn't have had to run out there and look like a freaking fool to freaking, wouldn't have had to run out there to look like a fool when he came out there to beat up on Nick Patrick. But no, instead, you decided to listen to Hulk Hogan. Because Bischoff was kissing Hulk Hogan's ass at the time. So, I don't give a damn what Bischoff says. That was the reason why Bischoff, and I mean, Comrade Thompson even freaking called him out for it when they did that freaking Starrcade 97 rewatch. And Bischoff came up with all this BS stuff, and then he, over the years, he said other things, but really, it was Hulk Hogan being a douchebag and using his creative control because, you know, he's a selfish piece of trash and a selfish politician. Alright, let's go to the second thing that was the cause for the death of WCW. In my opinion, these are my opinions. People say, well, you know, Hogan's creative control, that's a whole nother story for a whole nother video. But, you know, there was other things that killed it. And Bischoff could say it was the Warner merger and all that crap too. But, I gotta say, the second thing, and look, I didn't have a problem with them in the Goldberg's freaking streak. I didn't have a problem with Nash beating Goldberg. Nash was over. Nash should have won. I didn't mind the cattle prod stuff and all that crap. But then 2 weeks later, we get Hulk Hogan versus Kevin Nash. We thought was going to be Hulk Hogan versus Kevin Nash. It was supposed to be Kevin Nash and Goldberg, but then they had that whole thing where Goldberg got arrested and blah, 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 and all that stuff. And, Miss Elizabeth was making up all this stuff. But the second thing that killed WCW was, of course, the finger poke of doom. Well, Ricky Starks beat Hook. I guess I'll have to do it manually to take the title off of Ricky Starks. I don't know. But anyway, yeah. Finger poke of doom was the second thing that killed WCW. Alright, and now to the third and final thing. And this was a big one because, this is the one that is most recent in my mind because I just finished 2000 and 2001 last year. But turning Bill Goldberg heel for no other reason than just the fact that, they needed to have a swerve. Turning Goldberg heel when Goldberg could have been the thing that saved WCW from going completely under, because a while back I was watching this freaking YouTube channel that was covering the Monday Night Wars. Not just Wrestling Bios, because they've covered it, but also another YouTube channel that covered the Monday Night War. And they were doing a comparison. I think it's called The Rock YouTube channel or something like that. I don't know. Not The Rock. It's not The Rock doing the channel, but the name of the channel I think is The Rock or something like that. Or The Rock something. I don't know the full name of it. But you look at the ratings of 98 when Austin and frickin' Goldberg were champion. There's a lot of times that frickin' Goldberg outdrew Austin. His segments drew better than Austin's segments. And for WCW to take Goldberg, their golden goose, and completely waste him and not get him back to the World Heavyweight title toward the end of 99 was one of the biggest mistakes WCW made. And then, when they do the whole nonsense of frickin' turning him heel like Great American Bash 2000, that was even more stupid. They quickly turned him back to face because the fans still loved Goldberg. And Goldberg, I don't care what anybody says about the BS stuff about, it was piped in and blah, blah, blah. The chants were piped in. Them fans were still reacting to Goldberg like a megastar. And he should have been the focus of being the top guy in WCW. And I did a video last year where I talked about the guys I would have built around 99 and 2000 to get rid of some of the older guys. I did a video talking about, I had Goldberg, and then I had some other wrestlers that, did end up getting the push, but some that I talked about in that video did not get a push at all, and pretty much got wasted. So, yeah, I did that video, I talked about it, and, I think, if I'm not mistaken, that was like one of the first wrestling videos I had done since I've been back on YouTube. Might have done a wrestling video before that, but I don't think I did. But that was one of the first wrestling videos I did when I came back to YouTube last year. So I talked about it. I gave my thoughts on it. And, I still feel that way to this day. And had they listened, and had they done that, maybe WCW would still be around. We wouldn't have AEW. We wouldn't have TNA. We wouldn't have all these other companies trying to be the next WCW because WCW would still be around. But anyway, yeah. So, turning Goldberg heel is the final nail in the coffin for WCW. Because once they did that, the company just pretty much went even further down that bad pipe that they went down. And as the year went on. So, yeah. Anyway. So what do I gotta do? I gotta freaking complete 3 challenges on Matt Hardy? I don't know. Anyway. But, yeah, those are the 3 things that I think killed WCW. The debacle with Starrcade 97's main event. The finger poke of doom. And then turning Bill Goldberg heel in 2000. Those were the 3 things that I think really put the nail in the coffin of WCW. And ruined their momentum. Now, yeah, WCW was still pretty popular in early 98. But the cracks were starting to show as 98 went through. So those are my thoughts. That's what I think. And those are the 3 things I think what really killed WCW. Everybody has their own opinions about everything else. That stuff might have been taken into account as well. But those are 3 things I think that really killed WCW. The debacle with Starrcade 97's main event, the finger poke of doom, and Goldberg going heel in 2000. So, anyway, before I go, I gotta give a quick shout out. Or actually not a shout out, it's a recommendation for people. So my daughter Elizabeth, she used to do Barbie shows when she was a little kid, but now she's older. And she started a new channel. It's called, I believe, Alternative Al 69. So if you could, go subscribe to Alternative Al 69, my daughter's channel. You know my son's channel, the Black Ops Killer. But go subscribe to my daughter, the Alternative Al 69 channel. She does Minecraft playthroughs, and I think that's all she really does. But hey, who doesn't build their channel around doing Minecraft these days? It's like with people that build their channel around doing old GTA games. Anyway, but yeah, so go check out her channel. Go subscribe to her channel. She does some enjoyable videos. She needs to be a little bit louder when she talks, kind of like me and my son are when we do our videos. Not like yelling, but talking louder. But she's got a softer voice than me and my son too, so yeah. Anyway, go check out her channel, subscribe to it. I would really appreciate it. I'd appreciate it more than you subscribing to my channel. Anyway, go check out the other videos I done last week. All the freaking videos I done last week. I put a lot of work and effort into those, so I would really appreciate it if more people would go check those videos out, because I did the freaking video about Master P movies that he starred in. Master P produced movies and how they suck. Then I did Wrestle Figure Mania build, which was the second one. And then check out my playthrough of WCW NWO versus Revenge, or WCW NWO Revenge. And check out this video after you've checked out those. So yeah, I'd really appreciate it if you check out those channels. Leave a like on them. If you want to leave a comment, leave a comment. And if you enjoy what I do, subscribe to my channel. But anyway, and don't forget, this weekend we will be going to Trader's World. So we'll be at Trader's World this weekend, depending on how the weather looks by the end of the week. But yeah. So yeah, go watch those videos, watch this video, subscribe to my channel, all that good stuff. Also, leave a comment on this video who you think should make the next AEW game, because they are, Tony Khan and them are planning on making another AEW game, so we'll see. Now, AEW Fight Forever was supposed to be, I guess, a 5-10 year game or something, but because there's not too much to do in the game, and the story mode you really don't have to do because the belts are already unlocked and all that, and all the DLCs, you get all the characters, I guess, except for Matt Hardy, I don't know. But anyway, unless you're an achievement hound, you can do all that. But anyway. But yeah, and I'm starting to ramble on. So, anyway, that'll do it. Check out those videos. Check out this video. Subscribe. Leave comments on who you think should make the next AEW game, and leave a comment on what you think caused WCW to die. Let me know in the comments down below. Like this video, subscribe, follow my Facebook fan page, Mr. Horn 383 Show, on Facebook. Follow my Facebook business page, Trigen Toys, also on Facebook. And that'll do it. I've been posting up new merchandise a lot on there. When we've been getting new merchandise, whether it came from elsewhere or whether we just had it in our garage and we decided to sell it. But anyway, that'll do it. Catch you guys later and peace out.